Hello, I'm Ken McCook. I am I guess what you say, owner of this channel, and I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the Bill Maher and Fran Lebowitz video I posted. I saw that and waited a whole week before I put it up, and someone had to. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, we're almost to the end here, and I don't know about you all, but I've been waiting for this for a long time, and I've been following it since the beginning, and like probably many of you have. I stumbled upon it. It all started about the same time I found out what I needed to find out about my situation. And just when I was about ready to go nuts, you sit there and look at Johnny Depp and think, yeesh, Amber makes my situation look like an angel. Anyway, enough of that. But, I couldn't help but notice that some of the media, a lot of the people that a lot of people have been rocking and rolling here for Johnny. I think it's great. It's amazing. The first couple of weeks, it all started out the whole trial thing, and started out kind of slow, and then as Johnny took the stand, he come up and said his thing. People started talking in the media about how it looked like a shit show between two, you know, privileged rich people bitching and moaning about things, and it wasn't until Amber hit the stand that the world finally saw what was going on. And this is what's important. But like I said, it is very refreshing to see, because I didn't expect it to go to this extreme. I mean, Johnny Depp is probably won what he was shooting for all this time. I mean, whether he wins the case or not, I mean, I can't imagine what uh, satisfaction he must have with the world now knowing what he dealt with. Now, I don't think they quite get it, but that's okay. It's come a long way, and it really hit a lot more people than I thought it would. It got a lot more mainstream, so who'd have guessed, right? To see the entire world picking on her because she has it coming. And we who have followed this for a long time understand that. But I couldn't help but notice, and the reason I'm making this video is I couldn't help but notice, and I'd like to point out just a few people who still don't get it. And I find it kind of humorous, really, including the whole Bill Maher thing with Fran Lebowitz. I mean, he almost gets it. I mean, he makes a comment about how uh, Amber has, his balls in her purse or whatever. Uh, you know, he gets it. And a lot of people didn't quite get Fran Lebowitz. I mean, she got it, and some guys took offense to her joke about how some guys are just stupid when it comes to girls. And hey, that's kind of what this is all about, you know. Because this is what you know. The only person I've seen on YouTube who gets it and who is talking about it in full for what it is, and I haven't been following the psychologists lately, the psychiatrists or whatever you want to call them, or the experts on narcissism, because that's what this is all about. Female narcissism. It's about men too, or whatever you want to call it. So, but there's a fella out there, and I haven't, like I said, I haven't been in checking that realm for a long time, so I haven't been hip to him until this trial came along. But H.G. Tudor is the only person who's addressing, thumbs up to that guy. If go check him out, he is really just mind blowing. But I'll get to all that here in a minute. I just wanted to show a little few examples that I've seen in the media where they're just a small handful of people who like to babble on TV or on the internet who just don't seem to get it. It makes sense considering what we're looking at. So I'm going to start with. I've already played Bill Maher, so I'm going to go ahead and at least show the other little thing he did the other day, and see what you guys think on this. But anyway, this is on his podcast, his club club random with Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson, he's on his own. He's in his own world, like we all know. It's a cool world, uh, and if it's like I can excuse him because of what he's all about. He's fine, But anyway, check this out and tell me what you think, okay?
Boxing terminology.
Not Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
That's painful to see, right?
That trial?
Yeah.
Very.
No, serious. No,
Very serious. I was talking about it on my show last week, and I said it's literally the definition of a tragedy, because a tragedy is when the tragic character has this tragic flaw. And because of the tragic flaw, it's inevitable that he's going to go to his doom.
Exactly, but no, it doesn't. People are beating up on the girl, right? But I understand her too.
Who knows what happens inside that relationship? But what do you understand about Amber?
I understand that she's defending herself.
Yeah.
She's fighting for her life.
Well,
and psychologically, she thinks everybody's against her because she's not getting a good rep. She's not looking good in the press.
Well, I mean, and there's also, we have to acknowledge the possibility that she could be flat out lying. People do lie. I mean,
yeah. But like you said, it's tragic, right?
Tragic, yes.
You see love turn into that.
Well, it's tragic because
what love is, I guess, supposed to be.
Must have known. He had one trial already in London, which he lost. He must have known that a second trial would completely ruin his career forever, because there's just too much in people's heads about this now, and it went on too long, and he wasn't at an age where you want to start new, and yet he couldn't stop himself from pursuing this because he had to clear his name.
Check this out.
He does not, I don't think he possibly...
No, my life is, what do you want?
What?
Like, my relationship, what do you want? Take it all.
Well, there's that. Well, then there's also Drew Barrymore. She had her own show situation where she was doing her thing, and she goes to making jokes about it, cracking jokes about it, and again, this was during a period where it just seemed like that was pretty much the rhetoric of most of the people in the media, because they just didn't see it for what it was. So, and it wasn't long. In fact, it was the same day everybody started giving her static about it. Here she gets down there and apologizes. Even her apology is pretty weak. But, you got to consider the situation. And she's a Barrymore. I mean, she's been in that crazy, crazy Hollywood scene for so long and seen so much. From her perspective, you really got to realize with the shit she's seen, you can't blame her, almost. But, here's Drew. I love Drew, but what are you going to do?
Can't handle the Johnny Depp Amber Heard. I am on the feeder. It's like one layer of crazy. It's a 7-layer dip of insanity.
It's truly amazing just to sit back and read the transcripts of what they've done to each other.
Every night I get in bed and I'm like,
Dude's like, this needs to be on TV. He lost a fingertip.
It's so fascinating. I know that these are two people's real lives, and I know what it's like to have your life put out in public. Mm-hmm. I understand all the feelings, but they are actually offering up this information. Nobody had to know. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It has come to my attention that I have offended people with making light of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and for that I just want to deeply apologize and appreciate everyone who spoke out, because this can be a teachable moment for me and how I move forward and how I conduct myself. I can be a more thoughtful and better person moving forward, because all I want to do is be a good person. And I very much appreciate the depth of this, and I will grow and change from it. And I thank everyone for helping me grow along the way and teaching me. Thank you.
Anyway, let's see. The other person I couldn't help but notice doesn't quite get it would be Russell Brand. Now, I love listening to him, and I still check him out, and I will always continue to check him out. He's pretty, instead of looking at it for what it is, of course, he's trying to look at the whole social impact it has on our society and why are we interested in that when we should be looking at more serious things in the world like Ukraine and, all these other pandemics and whatnot. And, again, I get it. And I can consider the source. Well, we'll talk about my theory as to why I'm showing these people and see what you all think too. But anyway, this is, just a couple seconds of good old Russell.
Is the right thing to do. The Maharishi says, do what you know to be right. Don't do what you know to be wrong. Think about your own life. That takes care of about 99% of everything. There's this small marginal area where you don't know what's right. This case is in that area. Because if Johnny Depp is a violent person, that's bad. If Amber Heard is lying, that's bad. But have you ever been in a relationship? Do you know how complicated it gets in there when you're like with a person that you love or that you used to love, and how baffling and how difficult it gets, and the places that you go to, and the fact that you know that you're not perfect and it's impossible to be perfect, and you love someone and hate someone. Imagine having that played out on this kind of scale, because ultimately Johnny Depp is just some bloke who's good at acting, and when you put a camera on him, it's sort of exciting and interesting. Similarly with Amber Heard, just a person, just a human being that's found themselves in a particular situation. I always called Entertainment Tonight, right? So straight away we know this is entertainment. That's what you're being offered. It's an ongoing trope that we hear these days, that news has had to become entertainment. You can hear it in the music, you can see it in the graphics, the various screens. I mean, even on that one show, there's 3 versions of Amber Heard Dead, right? So, what is this now? If this is what information is like, there's this trial going on, there's 2 people that are famous, one of them's really, really famous and beloved, and it sits at the centre of many important economic projects that come at you through the media out of Hollywood. It's all gone wrong. It's at a point of crisis and re-examination around the relationships between men and women. There's a lot of money tied up, there's a lot of sort of important issues, but generally speaking in culture, we've become kind of uprooted and distracted from our real moral code, so people don't really know what's right anymore. So all of us just sit staring at spectacles like this, trying to make sense of our own lives and our own marriages, recognising that we're disconnected from nature, we're disconnected from our own inner lives, we're disconnected from one another because we live in a culture that mediates all of these spaces with commerce, which is why I failed my audition to Entertainment Tonight, so I had to start my own channel.
At her.
Well, next there's, really the king of talk radio, the guy that, because of him, and it's the way it is, but good old Howard Stern, and he took an extra step ahead of it all and kind of really went nuts with it. But I don't know. Tell me what you think here too. We'll go from there.
Reason I think he would want that on, he wanted it televised, is that's what narcissists do. They think they can talk their way out of anything. Trump is the biggest narcissist I've ever met in my life. On the narcissism scale, I think Johnny Depp is a huge narcissist. And what I mean by that is, he figured, I'll put this on TV. And because I'm so persuasive and I'm so smart and I'm such a wonderful guy,
I'm a great actor. I can act my way through anything. Yeah.
All right. And I'll play you some clips from the Johnny Depp trial. If he isn't acting, but he's so overacting. And, because he's writing his own material as he goes along. And, I got to tell you, he's wrong. He shouldn't be putting this on TV.
Howard.
Wow. And he's all worried about Johnny being a narcissist. Obviously, he doesn't get it. But when you think about it, Of all the people on talk TV or radio or whatever, of all the people, Howard Stern's about the only person I can think of who is completely 100% Amber proof. I mean, really, think about it. I mean, this is a guy that, any girl that looks halfway pretty, has got a good body, he's going to drool all over. He's going to talk dirty about her. He's going to, talk about all the things he's going to want to do with her. And then, think about it. I mean, Amber would try some crap with him, and he'd just let it roll off him. He'd just tell her to piss off and, walk away. I mean, I'm not insulting him when I say he's probably one of the most narcissistic people in radio. He's probably brag about that. Same with going back to Russell Brand. He himself calls himself a narcissist. So I'm just saying, and then Bill Maher, this is a guy that's never been married. This is why he doesn't get married. He'll be the first to admit. And then Drew. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming maybe these people don't see it. Don't see the narcissism from their own narcissism. Can narcissism block their view of the narcissism out there? Because, am I right in saying this is what it's all about? The Me Too movement was a very important thing that needed to happen. We needed to get rid of the Harvey Weinsteins and the Bill Cosbys, and and unfortunately it trickled on down to the Al Frankens and the Louis C.K.'s, and that shouldn't have been. But what are you gonna do? But anyway, tell me what you think. I'm not even gonna. I don't monetize, at least not yet. But so I'm not gonna give you the whole hit the bell, hit like, and tell your friends about this and share this with all your loved ones and make me more money. I don't do that. So, I'm just here for kicks and grins. But again, the only person I've seen approach this from the way I'd see it as, and that's a narcissism situation, is H.G. Tudor. Check him out. Even the one fella who pretty much taught me everything I needed to know about narcissism when I needed to know about what narcissism was, Dr. Grande. I'm surprised that a man of his understanding and caliber just doesn't see it for what I see it as. But I don't know. Just tell me what you think. It's all about female narcissism and all about the awareness of it. And June 1st marks Narcissism Awareness Month. So try to share the stories with others so that at least people have a hard time believing you. Wait till you did your self-help and found all about what you need to find out about codependency and boundaries and all that crap. And then that's when you go talk to other people about it. Because otherwise they don't want to hear about it. Or else they'll just pick on you like Johnny. But no, I've been really counting on Johnny from the start on this because, if men don't come out and speak out enough about when they've been had by a female, they don't want it, either they don't realize what happened or they don't want to admit it because of pride. But I've been rooting for Johnny from day one, and that is why this trial, it means a lot to me, and sure probably does to a lot of other men out there who can't believe what they found out. Because if he doesn't win this, then the word doesn't get put out there like it should. Because I'll end this with a funny meme I heard the other day. What? Believe everything every woman ever says? That's the dumbest thing I Amber heard.